As a setter, what is the outcome of a setter?
What is like the goal outcome?
Yeah.
To help, be the first step towards help.
Yeah, as far as like your relationship with the business, like what are you there to do as a setter?
Qualify or disqualify?
No.
Book triages? Okay.
Yeah, book calls. So that's a good distinction. It's not your job to qualify and disqualify. That's the outcome from a business perspective of a triage.
Okay.
Right? On an outbound call, if we're not outbound triaging, but if we're just outbounding, it's not our place. I mean,
okay.
Obviously, if they're not fucking speaking another language and they're homeless, then it's like, duh. But within reason, that is not our job. Our job is to book calls.
Okay. Because that's a mindset shift I have to have too. Because like, I haven't disqualified like just that one guy I told you about yesterday, which I could have qualified him. But it's like, I don't want to waste the closer or the triage person's time if it's someone that I know is just kicking tires. So that's how I think about it. But the way you just said it makes more sense. That's something I got to shift in my head.
Oh, that's good. That's a really good perspective. So with the dynamic of an outbound sales call, you're calling them, you're entering their world, and they are walking around in their head. They may be walking around with like a 1 out of 10 problem. So the language that they give you is going to be based on them thinking they have a 1 out of 10 problem. Now you get onto a triage, they watch another video, there's more trust, and it's an inbound call. They show up and they get on with somebody who's more skilled, right? Naturally, a triager is more skilled typically than the outbound guy, and the sales rep is more skilled than the triager, who's more skilled than the outbound guy. That's just why people are in those positions. And it's not a good or bad thing, it's just an experience thing typically. Handing it off to the triager, for example, is like within a 15-minute conversation, it's anywhere from like 2 to 4 times the length, plus an inbound call, plus they've seen another piece of content. So now and they're more skilled, the actual rep themselves. So that 1 out of 10 problem could very easily become a 5 out of 10 problem or a 6 out of 10 problem. And then they book them into a sales call, and by the time it's a sales call, it's a 10 out of 10 problem, because it's through like the questioning ability of the sales rep and the sales process itself that allow people to understand like how things are actually affecting them, and basically bringing to people's awareness what isn't in their awareness, because it's like a third party. It's like one of those things where one of your friends says, hey bro, what about this? And you're like, that was a blind spot. Like I didn't realize that, and that's on me, for example. That happens all the time. Is like somebody gives me outside perspective, and in my world, I'm like, I'm good with this thing. But somebody says something that's from a completely different perspective, and I agree with their perspective. I'm like, thank you, because that was a blind spot. I had no idea, and it wasn't malicious. Like it wasn't intentional. I just didn't know. So that's kind of the dynamic where it's like why it's important to just book calls.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want more training like this inside of a community of more appointment setters in a bite-sized manner where you're going to be able to get all the information, you could head over to our community called Setter Central.
It's completely free. We'll drop the link below. There's 6 free training portals for you guys to dive into. So head over to settercentral.co if you have any value from this. Otherwise, keep crushing it. Peace.